You're joining us for another deep dive. And today, well, we're venturing into a market you might use every single day without giving it much thought. Laptop bags.
That's right.
We've got a recent report absolutely loaded with information. I mean, everything from how big this market is globally
Mm,
to the nitty-gritty of regional preferences and the types of bags people are actually buying.
exactly.
Okay.
And this report, it gives a surprisingly detailed snapshot of how we're all, carrying our digital lives around these days.
Right.
We're looking at the overall market value, how that breaks down across different parts of the world, and what's popular, like bag styles, sizes, materials, price points.
Even who's buying them and where.
Yeah, even gender focus and distribution channels. It's quite comprehensive.
So our goal in this deep dive is really to pull out the most important bits, the interesting insights from all that data.
Mhm.
We want to give you a clear, concise, and maybe even, well, surprising understanding of this market.
Sounds good.
So, to get us started, the report pegs the global laptop bag market at a pretty hefty USD 2,658 million in 2025.
Yeah, that's a big number.
But here's a figure that really caught my eye. They're projecting some serious growth ahead.
They are. The market's expected to swell, get this, to USD 465.50245 million by 2033,
Wow.
which translates to a compound annual growth rate, or CGR, of about 6.70% between 2025 and 2033.
6.7%, that's solid growth.
It is. And what's quite interesting is a potential link the report draws, maybe indirectly, to the increasing adoption of electric vehicles.
Electric vehicle, how does that connect?
Well, the idea is it might be a factor that could nudge these sales upwards. It hints at a broader picture, maybe, of growing tech use and perhaps more on-the-go lifestyles where carrying a laptop is just essential.
Okay, let's unpack that a little. Electric vehicles influencing laptop bag sales. That's not a connection that jumps out immediately.
No, it's likely indirect, you're right. But it could signal a wider trend, possibly. Think about it. Increased EV adoption might correlate with a more, let's say, technologically engaged population,
Okay.
one that's perhaps more likely to embrace flexible work arrangements or mobile lifestyles. And those are the people who would naturally need a good way to transport their laptops securely.
Ah, I see. So it's less about the cars themselves.
Exactly. More about the kind of lifestyle they often represent. A tech-forward, potentially more mobile lifestyle.
That's a fascinating angle. Okay, now let's look at different parts of the world. North America seems to be a major player here, right?
It absolutely is. In 2025, North America accounted for the largest slice of the global market, over 40%.
40%.
Yeah, with a total value of USD 983.46 million. And they're projecting solid growth, around 5.2% annually, until 2033.
And within North America, is the U.S. leading that?
Oh, definitely. The United States is the dominant force, valued at USD 775.95 million in 2025, with a 5.0% annual growth rate. But Canada and Mexico are also showing noteworthy expansion, around 6.0% and 5.7% CAGR, respectively. Canada's market is about USD 118 million, Mexico's nearly 90 million.
So is North America's leading position just down to, like, economic size, or are there specific consumer habits driving this?
Well, the report points to the several factors. The big one is the significant rise in remote work across the region.
Makes sense.
That's created a much greater need for professional accessories to carry laptops safely, conveniently.
Right.
There's also a strong consumer preference there for bags that are well organized, durable, and comfortable to carry. And increasingly, we're seeing a demand for environmentally conscious options too.
Yeah.
So it's practical needs meeting evolving values.
Right, that shift to remote work has definitely reshaped our accessory needs, no doubt. What about Europe? How does its market stack up against North America's?
Europe's another major market. It holds over 30% of the global share,
Over 30. Okay.
which was valued at USD 770.82 million in 2025. And their projected annual growth, 6.5% until 2033, is actually a bit higher than North America's.
Oh, interesting. Which countries are key there?
Well, the UK is significant. USD 129.50 million market, 6.6% annual growth. Germany's even bigger at USD 152.62 million, growing at 6.0%.
Okay.
Then you have France, about USD 71 million, 5.0% growth. And several others like Russia, Italy, Spain, even smaller wealthy nations like Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg. They all add up.
So Europe is right up there with North America in terms of market size. What makes it such a strong region for laptop bags?
The report highlights a few things. You've got a substantial base of tech-savvy consumers looking for bags that are, functional but also stylish and built to last.
Mm.
The widespread adoption of remote work, again, and a strong emphasis on education contribute to demand.
Yes.
And e-commerce is big there too.
Right.
And much like North America, there's that growing demand for bags made from sustainable materials and offering good internal organization.
Okay, now let's talk about growth. The report indicates that the Asia-Pacific region, APAC, is where we're seeing the most rapid expansion. Is that right?
That's a really crucial insight, yeah. While APAC held around 23% of the global market in 2025, valued at USD 637.92 million, its projected annual growth rate from 2025 to 2033 is, well, it's very impressive, 9.4%.
9.4%. That's huge compared to North America and Europe.
It really is. Within APAC, China is the largest single market, almost USD 268 million with an 8.9% annual growth.
Okay.
But India really stands out. Its growth rate is the highest globally at 11.3%.
Wow, 11.3% for India, with a current market size of about 64 million USD.
Exactly. And markets like Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Taiwan, Southeast Asia as a whole, they're all demonstrating really strong upward trends too, mostly in the 8–10% CAGR range.
So what's fueling this explosion in the APAC region?
It seems to be several factors converging. The increasing ownership of laptops and other mobile devices is obviously a primary driver. Then you have rapid urbanization and rising disposable incomes, meaning more people can afford these accessories.
Right.
There's also a growing demand for bags, with specific features like anti-theft, water resistance, ergonomic designs for comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the increasing prevalence of remote work, online education, plus the booming growth of e-commerce platforms. It's all contributing massively.
So it really seems APAC is the region to watch for the future of this market. Definitely. What about South America? What's the story there?
South America has a smaller share currently, just over 5% in 2025. That's about USD 101 million total value.
Okay.
However, it's projected to grow at a healthy annual rate of 7.4% through 2033.
Still quite good growth?
Yeah, respectable. Brazil and Argentina are the largest markets in the region. Brazil's around USD 43 million, growing at 8.0%. Argentina near 17 million, 8.3% growth.
And others?
Countries like Colombia, Peru, and Chile are also showing solid growth, mostly in the 7–8% CAGR range.
What's driving the growth in South America? Similar factors to APAC?
There are parallels, yes. Increased tech adoption is key,
Mm-hmm.
as is a growing consumer demand for convenience, durability, and stylish designs. The expansion of e-commerce is making products more accessible.
Right.
Rising urbanization, disposable incomes play a role, and similar to other regions, we're seeing that trend towards preferring higher quality, maybe premium materials.
Okay. Moving on to the Middle East and Africa, smaller markets, I presume.
Yes, currently. The Middle East accounts for around 2% of the global market, about USD 106 million in 2025. But it has a projected annual growth of 8.0% until 2033.
8% is pretty strong growth potential.
It is. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are the largest individual markets there, both with over 8% projected CAGR. Qatar, Turkey, Egypt also contributing. Africa has an even smaller current share, around 1%. That's about USD 58.5 million in 2025. Projected annual growth is 7.0% through 2033.
Okay.
South Africa is the largest market there, about 20.6 million, growing at nearly 8%. Nigeria is smaller but growing too.
So for these regions, Middle East and Africa, smaller current shares, but still significant growth potential. What are the key drivers there?
Well, in the Middle East, it's things like the growth of remote work again, increasing disposable incomes, and a rising number of business professionals and students needing bags.
Mm-hmm.
There's also that growing interest in eco-friendly materials popping up.
And in Africa.
In Africa, it's more about the expanding middle class, increasing urbanization,
Yeah.
and the growing integration of technology in business and education.
Right.
Basically, more people owning laptops and more people shopping online are key drivers for expansion.
It's quite striking, isn't it, how these global trends like remote work and tech adoption play out differently across various regions.
Absolutely. Context matters hugely.
Now let's shift focus a bit. Let's talk about the types of laptop bags people are choosing. The report suggests backpacks are expected to stay the most popular. Why is that?
Yeah, backpacks seem set to maintain their dominance. It's really a combination of factors. Their inherent portability, first off.
Easy to carry.
Right. Plus the wide range of styles available now, their overall functionality and durability,
Right.
and often really good organizational features inside.
And comfort, presumably.
Definitely. The ergonomic benefits of carrying weight on both shoulders are a big draw. And with remote work continuing, increased mobility.
Yeah.
The practicality of a comfy backpack is just hard to beat.
That definitely resonates. You see them everywhere. But interestingly, the report also points out that messenger bags are the fastest growing segment. What's fueling that?
That's a key dynamic. The growth of messenger bags seems linked to an increasing demand for options that blend style with durability and practicality,
Okay.
especially among professionals and students who maybe want something a bit different from a backpack. They often provide excellent protection. Many have ergonomic designs now too,
Hmm.
and offer versatile storage. Plus, you have factors like ongoing urbanization, the remote work shift, and maybe just an element of fashion consciousness pushing them forward.
Interesting. So, practicality mixed with a certain aesthetic appeal. What about the physical size of these bags? Which sizes are leading?
The segment for bags designed for laptops in the 14 to 17-inch screen size range
Yeah.
currently holds the largest market share.
Makes sense. That covers most standard laptops.
Exactly. It aligns directly with the most common sizes for work, education, and entertainment. And consumers buying these often want both style and function.
But you mentioned growth earlier. Is there a size that's growing faster?
Yes, we're seeing rapid growth in the smaller 10 to 14-inch size category.
Oh. Why the smaller sizes?
Well, this seems driven largely by the increasing demand for portable and stylish accessories for smaller laptops, ultrabooks, tablets, that kind of.
Right. More portable devices.
Yeah. And again, the rise of remote work means more mobile professionals, students needing lightweight, functional, durable bags for these smaller devices. They still want good padding, maybe water resistance.
Hmm.
And interestingly, there's a growing preference for eco-friendly materials, specifically noted within this smaller size segment too.
Okay, let's move on to materials then. The report says leather currently holds the largest share. That might surprise some people, given all the synthetics out there.
It might, yeah, but leather still holds a significant cachet, I suppose, for many consumers. It's seen as durable, classic, professional looking.
True.
There's definitely a segment of the market that values the quality, the longevity, the sophisticated look a well-made leather bag offers. Rising incomes and that trend towards premium products also help.
And which material is experiencing the most rapid growth? Not the biggest share, but the fastest growth.
That would be polyester.
Polyester. Why is that surging?
Its rapid growth is fueled by demand for bags that are lightweight, durable, and importantly, more affordable than leather.
Okay, affordability is key.
It is. Plus, polyester offers good water resistance, flexibility, and strength. It's just a very practical choice for a wide range of people. And trends like remote work, travel, online education have boosted it further. Consumers want functionality, style, and increasingly, there are eco-friendly polyester options too, which hits that sustainability angle.
It really sounds like functionality and durability are always important, but style and eco-consciousness are definitely gaining ground. Okay, what about price? Which price ranges are most popular?
The segment from USD 25 to UFD 100 currently holds the largest share of the market.
$25 to $100, the sweet spot.
Seems like it. It suggests strong demand for bags offering a good balance of style, function, durability at an accessible price. Perfect for many professionals, students,
Right.
work-from-home trends, more tech gadgets, just a general preference for value for money, especially in North America and Europe, drive this segment.
And which price range is seeing the fastest rate of growth?
That would be the next step up, USD 100 to USD 200.
Okay, so people are willing to spend a bit more.
It indicates a growing appetite for higher quality, more durable, stylish options that often come with advanced features.
Like what kind of features?
Enhanced water resistance, maybe better ergonomic designs for comfort, multiple well-organized compartments inside. Professionals, tech enthusiasts seem willing to invest a bit more for those extras.
So, while the biggest volume is in that budget-friendly range, there's a clear trend towards investing more in premium features and quality.
Interesting. What about demographics? Who's buying? Does gender play a big role?
Well, the unisex segment currently accounts for the largest market share.
Unisex leads, okay.
Yeah, it reflects strong demand for versatile bags, stylish and functional enough for anyone, really. Suitable for both professional and personal use. Remote work blurring those lines, plus material and design advances improving durability and comfort for everyone, probably contributes to the popularity of unisex options.
But is any particular gender segment showing faster increase in demand?
Yes. The female segment is currently the fastest growing.
The female segment, why is that? The growth there is driven by increasing demand for bags, specifically designed to be stylish, functional, and durable. catering more directly to women's needs and preferences.
Okay.
Factors like remote work again, needing organized storage for various items, not just the laptop.
Right.
A growing preference for eco-friendly materials, and maybe just an increasing focus on fashion and personal expression in accessories are all contributing.
That's a really interesting insight. The market's becoming more tailored, perhaps, to female consumers. Finally, let's talk about where people actually buy these bags, distribution channels.
Right now, the offline retail segment physical stores holds the largest share.
Brick and mortar still leads.
Yeah. Many consumers still prefer that experience, being able to inspect the product physically, maybe get personalized recommendations, ensuring laptop safety, finding the right fit for portability needs, fashion sense. That still drives people into stores.
But I imagine online sales are growing very quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The online category is, in fact, the fastest growing distribution channel. No surprise there, really.
Driven by.
The overall surge in online shopping, obviously. E-commerce platforms offer huge selection, competitive pricing. People just appreciate the convenience.
No, sure.
And the big increase in remote work and online education has further fueled that demand for durable, functional, stylish bags that you can easily research and buy online. Digital professionals, students, they're shopping online.
So while traditional retail still leads in volume, the convenience and sheer choice of online are rapidly gaining ground. Makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
We've covered a huge amount of information here,
Wow.
from the global picture down to specific trends in types, materials, buying habits. Before we wrap up, are there any sort of overarching market drivers, challenges, or big trends we should quickly recap?
Yeah, just a few key points maybe. On the driver side, that increasing emphasis on personal style and tech savviness is huge. Plus the fundamental need to protect expensive tech devices and just more people owning laptops.
Right. Any challenges?
Fluctuations in raw material costs can be tricky for manufacturers. And there's always the presence of very low cost, maybe lower quality alternatives competing on price.
Okay. And key trends to watch?
Definitely ongoing advances in material tech, lighter, stronger, more sustainable bags. That demand for sustainable and eco-friendly options isn't going away.
Right.
And of course, the long-term impact of remote and hybrid work, how that continues to shape what people need in a bag.
And what about the companies in this space? Any dominant players?
It's quite diverse and competitive, actually, a mix of global and regional brands. The report mentions names like Targus, Samsonite, Vitek Imaging Solutions, Safari Inc., Shoal Raven, Texan Bags, plus Ninon, Di Milano Leathers, Belkin, Kensington, quite list.
Okay.
And it's interesting, the report specifically notes Targus recently launching a made-in-India backpack line. Shows how companies are adapting to local markets, price points.
Good example. Okay, so to summarize then, it's clear the global laptop bag market is not just big, but it's really evolving and growing.
Right.
Regions like APAC showing particularly strong potential. And we're seeing these fascinating shifts in what people want. Bag types, materials, how they buy, all pointing towards more functionality, personal style, and increasingly sustainability.
Precisely. It's a dynamic market, really reflects broader changes in, how we use technology, how we work, and our consumer values too.
So, given all these trends we've explored today, here's a final thought for you, our listener. Considering the current trajectory, what do you think might be the next major innovation in laptop bag design, or maybe in the materials used?
Interesting question.
And how might the continued evolution of remote work and personal tech further reshape what and how we carry our essential devices? Something to think about as this seemingly simple product keeps adapting to our changing world. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.